Today we talk my top 10 LEGO investing and collecting sets for retiring sets here at the end of 2024. I'm going to give you everything you need to know if you're a LEGO investor, collector, a Bricklink reseller, and pretty much just everything in between. So we're going to do a deeper dive than we've ever done before. I'm also going to sprinkle in 3 tips throughout the video that hopefully will help you when making your buying decisions as we approach the end of the year. But without further ado, we're going to jump right into this list. The retirement list that I'm using is from Brick Fanatics. There's no guarantee of retirement on these sets. That's kind of the game we all play when buying these LEGO sets. There's also no guarantee that you're going to make any money or any of these sets are actually going to rise in value after retirement. This is just my top 10 list. It's my thoughts, my opinions. It should just be taken as such. But with that said, number 10, here we go. So number 10 is going to be in the Star Wars theme, and it's going to be Clone Commander Cody. This one is a great set. It's going to retail for $70 here in the US. 9 cents per piece, which is pretty decent for a Star Wars set. So the rating on this set is from the different websites that take in reviews from LEGO customers. Obviously, LEGO is going to be the biggest one. They're going to take in the most reviews, and that's going to come in at 4.7 on this set. Brickset is going to come in at 4.3 with the second most reviews submitted, and then Brick Economy third. That's going to give it a 4.7 as well. So the rating is decent on this set. Next, we've got part out value. So this is good if you're a Bricklink seller or if you just want to see what the value of the pieces are, if you're a mock builder, etc. But this one's going to come in at $104.95, which I would say is not great with the retail being at 70. Obviously, if you can get a better price on this set, then that will help. The shelf time on this is average, coming in at right at 2 years. And then the target buy-in on this, I typically want to see somewhere by at least 20%, but closer to 50 if possible. But I put this one at $42 to $56. If you can find it somewhere in that price range, I think it'll be a good buy. And then similar comps on this, I would say this one, obviously it's in the helmet collection, so there's a lot of helmets that we could compare it to. But I would say the closest one to compare this one to is going to be Boba Fett. Boba Fett sells for about $80 to $90 now on the aftermarket, and I think it's been retired for right around 1.5 to 2 years at this point. So it has been retired for a decent amount of time. It's grown in value for sure, but it hasn't gone crazy like the TIE fighter pilot helmet or the Stormtrooper. Those obviously we saw significant gains on. So I'm not expecting the Clone Commander Cody helmet to blow up necessarily in value, but I think it will be solid if you can get it at the right price point. Number 9, surprisingly, is also going to be in the Star Wars theme, and that's going to be the New Republic E-Wing versus Shin Hades Starfighter. This one retailed for $110, so I like that price point. Price per piece, again, is solid on this one, coming in at just over 10 cents per piece, which if you understand Star Wars, typically the price per piece is pretty elevated. The rating on this set, LEGO has it at 4.7, Brickset at 4.2, and then Brick Economy at 4.8. So it's pretty close to what Commander Cody was. Part out value on this one is more solid, coming in at $208.62, so it's almost double what the retail cost on the set was, which is definitely more solid than what the Clone Commander Cody set was on part out value. Shelf time is less on this one, coming in right at about 1.5 years, which normally you're going to see about 2 years to 3 years. So it could kind of go two ways. Either it's leaving the shelves early because it wasn't as popular, which I don't think is the case. I'm not a huge Star Wars nerd per se, but I do like the Star Wars theme. And I think from what I've seen that this has been a popular set in the Star Wars world. The other side that you could look at it is if it lasted longer on the shelves, then maybe more people got their hands on it. So with it leaving the shelves early, fewer people may have got their hands on this when it was on the shelf. So it could be a positive or a negative, just depending on how you want to look at it. But 1.5 years is the shelf time. Now, the big draw to this set is going to be the 5 minifigures. They're all exclusive. The value as of right now is between $50 to $60. So for a $110 set, that's really good. You get some great minifigures in here like Balin's Skull, Captain Porter, and then of course Shin Hades. Obviously, I really like this set for the spaceships, but the real draw for me on this set is definitely going to be the minifigures. Target buy-in on this one, I would definitely try to get this in the $66 to $88 range. I think on May 4th, they were running double VIP on this, plus you got all the promotions. So when you really factor that in, I got it in the somewhere to 40 to 50% maybe discount. So if you can find a good deal on this, definitely grab it if you can find it in that 66 to 88 buck range. Number 8 is going to be in the Marvel theme. It's going to be the Hulkbuster. But before you judge, hear me out on this one at least. So yes, this one is going to be more of a risk to purchase. Let's talk about the details first, and then I'll give you some of my thoughts. So retail cost, $550 on this set. Pretty much anywhere you can find this, it's going to be $385. So it pretty much is now standard pricing at 30% off. The price per piece at the $550 price point is about 13 cents, which is definitely overpriced. And obviously I know that was a gripe with everybody. It was a gripe with me. It was originally way overpriced. With them bringing that price down to $385 as more of kind of the standard pricing, that brings the price per piece down to a standard 9.5 cents, which is a lot better and more normal. So the rating on this set is not good. I'll say that. Lego has it at 3.1. Brickset doesn't even have a review on it. And then Brick Economy, for whatever reason, has it at 4.8. If you look at the reviews, most of them are going to be revolving around the excessive pricing on the set, people just not feeling like they got a good value, and then also just the fact that the build itself was not great. Now, I do have a copy of this. I am going to be reviewing this set to get an idea of how good the build is, but the finalized look also was a big complaint for people, and that you could see into the mech in a lot of different areas. The part out value on this set is really good, and it's one of the reasons I put it on this list. It's $867.45. The retail cost, the new retail cost, is $385. So it's more than double what the retail cost is on this set. So you're getting a very good part out value on this set. Shelf time, in my mind, is a positive. It's only going to be on the shelf for 2 years. A lot of big sets like this do make it longer than 2 years. Not everyone, but a lot of them. Another big benefit to this set is the minifigure. You're only getting one, but it's an exclusive minifigure to this set. And that minifigure, as of right now, is going for $50 to $60, and that potentially will even increase the longer this set is retired. So a great minifigure in the set of Tony Stark. Now, my target buy-in on this set would be $250 to $330. I would definitely try to get even lower than that $385. I'm looking at $385 is kind of the retail cost now. So what can you get below retail on this set? I've seen Amazon run it. I believe it was $300 last year. So you can definitely get into those high twos, low threes on this set. Obviously, the lower you get this set, the lower the risk, the better chance of potential growth on it. And then lastly, really the only comparison that I can make on this set would be the Hulkbuster Ultron Edition. This one retired 2 or 3 years ago. I actually built it. I believe I even still have a copy of it, if I'm not mistaken. It originally retailed, I think, for $100, $110. It's going for about $175 to $200 now sealed. So it didn't grow in value in a massive way, but I think I bought it for somewhere in the $60 to $70 range. So if you can do the same thing with Hulkbuster, you've actually got a good value at the end of the day. So here's my final thoughts on Hulkbuster. Was it overpriced to begin with? Yes. Have they dropped the price down to a reasonable price in my mind? At this point, I think $385 is a decent price. Number two, were there some design flaws? I would say yes. I actually did think the set looked pretty good when they first announced it, and I still think it's actually a really nice set. I think it looks good, but if you don't like those gaps in the armor, there's some rebrickable instructions out there now to where you can fix all that. So you can get a nice Hulkbuster for your collection for $385 or less. Number three, the part out value on this is great. We talked about that. And then number four, you get a really good minifigure that's got a great value and potentially is going to raise in value even more. So I see a lot of pluses with this set. And if you can get it for even lower than $385, you can get it in the $299 range or $250 range, you've got, in my mind, a solid buy on your hand. This is, again, just my opinion. Is there a lot of risk with this one? Yes. So I would not say go deep on this set. But if you can pick up one or two that is a really good price as this year comes to a close, then I would say it might be worth taking a flyer on, in my opinion. So we're going to get right back to our top 10 list, but I want to throw out the first tip. And my first tip is buy low. In this day and age, especially with Lego investing, the market is saturated. And the biggest way to win and minimize your risk is to get into that set at as low a cost as possible. You want to buy low. 20% nowadays doesn't even really turn my head. 30, 40, most of the time 50% off is really where I want to be on the sets that I am buying. So the first factor that you should really look at before you buy any set is how low a buy-in can I get on this set to minimize my risk and potentially gain the maximum amount of profit. So number 7 on the list is going to be the UCS AT-AT. This is a beautiful set. It's a massive set, and it's an expensive set, $850. Price per piece is higher on this one, coming in at 12.5 cents. The rating on this set is standard, 4.2 with Lego, 4.4 with brick set, and then 4.8 with brick economy. Part out value, I would say, is okay on this one, $1,346, which is not double what the retail cost on the set is. Shelf time, a little bit above average on this one, right at about 3 years, but for a UCS set, that's definitely to be expected. Minifigures are really good on this one. You're going to get 9 total, 3 exclusive. The minifigure value, $70 to $85, so a pretty good value on the minifigures themselves. The target buy-in on this one, I've seen this on sale multiple times. I would put it somewhere between $595 to $680 is really what you want to spend on this one to try to maximize your profit, but also minimize how much money you just have sitting into one set. So try to get this one as low as possible. Closer to those high fives, if you can find it there, would be the most preferable buy-in price on this. And then lastly, a similar comp that I would put on this one would be the Imperial Star Destroyer. I believe this one retired either a year or 2 ago, I believe 2 years ago, but this one retailed for $600. It's already selling for that $1,000 to $1,200 range, and I think it'll get even higher. I think this one over the next few years will get into the $1,500 to maybe even $2,000 range. So that is the benefit to these large upscale UCS sets. They've got a high price point, so there's a high barrier to entry. Not a lot of people are going to be picking these ones up. They also have a large customer base behind them. Star Wars, they are more geared to that, you know, really hardcore Star Wars fans, so they're more willing to pay those high prices. The drawback is obviously you have a massive box to store. You have a lot of money tied up. So there's more risk with this. 1, maybe 2 at the most is normally what I would look at with something like this. But obviously use your judgment when looking at this and try to get the lowest price you can. Number 6 is just an amazing set. It's going to be in the Indiana Jones theme, and this is going to be the Temple of the Golden Idol. This one retailed for $150, so the price point's lower. I like the price point. Little over 9.5 cent price per piece, so that's really good. The rating on this set is actually pretty high across the board. 4.9 on Lego, 4.7 on brick set, 4.8 on brick economy. So really good rating on this set. People really liked this one. Part out value, $275.37. So it's not double what the retail cost is. So I wouldn't say it's great, but it is solid. Shelf time, lower than the average, 1.5 years. So in my mind, that's a benefit on this set. Minifigures on this set, I would say are really good. You get 4 total. All of them are exclusive to this set specifically. Value on them is $30 to $40. So it's not amazing, but it's still solid. But overall, I really like the minifigures. And then target buy-in on this one, I would say between $75 to $120. I was able to pick up a copy just a couple weeks ago. I actually got it on eBay, and I got it for 30% off, so about $105. Congratulations to those of you that found it for $75 at Target when they were running all the specials. I looked all over the place for it and could not find it on the shelves, so it got swept up quickly. But if you can find it between $75 to $100, maybe a little bit over that, I would say that is a good price on the set. And then lastly, for comps on this set, we did get something similar to the Temple of the Golden Idol back in 2008. This set now retails for $400 to $475, which that's a great increase. I forget what this one went for, maybe $80 to $100 back in 2008. But granted, we are here, 16 years later. So it took a long time to get up to that price point. So Temple of the Golden Idol, I think is going to be similar. I don't think it's going to be a $500, $600, $700 set, but I do think it'll probably be a high 2s, 3s, maybe 4s. So if you can get it for $75 to $100, you've doubled, tripled your money on that. So I would say it's a really good buy. So tip number 2, buy as close to retirement as possible. You are going to see deals that are going to be out there way before retirement on a set. And if you want to buy it for your collection, have at it. That's fantastic. But if you're buying it for an investment, you don't want to be buying sets, even if they are a good deal, and then having to hold them 1 to 2 years before it even retires. And then you got to hold it for another 1 to 3 years to even get somewhat of a profit on that. I would sooner wait 1 month before it's going to retire and maybe only get 20% off on that set, then buy it a year and a half before retirement and I was going to get 50% off, but now you got to hold that set all the way till retirement. So you want to buy it as close to retirement as possible. You want to have your money in that set for as short a time as possible, because there is a premium when having your money tied up in a set. Obviously, inflation is part of that. Your dollar is going down in value as time moves on. So you want to be constantly getting more dollars back for the money that you're putting out there. So buy that set as close to retirement as possible and then sell it as soon as possible, so that way you can continue to reinvest your money and grow those dollars. And then real quick, if you're enjoying the video, the format, the information that's being given, it did take a lot of research. Throw a thumbs up on it or drop a comment down below letting me know what you think of this format. It definitely helps me make better videos for you guys in the future, and it also helps out the channel, which I always appreciate. So back into it, number 5, we're going back to Marvel, and this is going to be the Sanctum Sanctorum. This is, again, another beautiful set. This is going to be kind of in the modular line, but it's not in the modular line. So this one retailed for $250. Good price per piece at 9 cents. The rating on this one is solid, 4.6 with Lego, 4.5 with Brickset, and 4.8 with Brick Economy. Part out value is $456, so we did not reach that double retail cost on the part out value, so it's okay. Shelf time is average, gonna come in right around 2 years. So the minifigures, you're gonna get 9 total, 7 of them are exclusive, which is good to see. Value is not great on it, $30 to $40 for all 9 of them, but still there is the potential that that could continue to go up over time. Target buy-in on this one is $150 to $200. I think I got my copy for $200. If I find something in that $150 range, I'm definitely going to be picking it up, but $150 to $200 I think is a solid buy-in price. And then comparisons, obviously we could compare this to modulars. Most of them will go up to that $350 to $600 range over time. I don't think this one's going to get up to $600, but I do feel like this is probably going to get somewhere in that high 300s to probably 400. So if you can get it for 150 to 2, and then obviously over the next couple years get it up to that 350, 450, I think this will be a solid buy. And then number 4, we're going to go over to Super Mario. This is the Nintendo Entertainment System, and man, do I love this set. If you don't have this set in your collection yet, you need to put this set in your collection before this leaves the shelves. This is going to retail for $270. I don't know that I've ever seen a discount on this set. I might be wrong, but I don't feel like I've ever seen it lower than $270. Price per piece is average, 10 cents, so nothing low there, but also nothing high, which is good. Rating on this one is pretty decent. 4.7 on Lego, 4.6 on Brickset, 4.7 on Brick Economy. Part out value, $456.58. So the part out value is not great on this one. Shelf time, 4 years, so it did spend more time on the shelves, but again, I feel like this is a pretty popular set and it has been a pretty good seller for Lego, so I can understand the 4 years on this one. Target buy-in. If you can find a discount on this set, I would try to get it somewhere between $162 to $216 if you're looking to get a discount on it. 20 to 40% is probably what you want to see. If you find any type of a discount on it and you're looking for it for your collection, buy it. I love this set. There's so many good things to say about this one, but from an investment perspective, try to get that 20 to 40% off if you can. And then on comparison on this one, there's nothing really to compare it to. I mean, we've got the Atari, but that hasn't retired. So there's a couple other type gaming systems, but we haven't really seen many retire. So I'm not really going to compare this to anything. I don't think there is really anything great, at least in my mind, to compare it to. But again, I love this set. It's a popular set. I like it because it crosses both genres. You've got Lego, but you've also got the gamers. You've got the vintage gamers that may want this set down the road. So there's just a lot of things going for this set. Into the top 3, and number 3 is going to be in the Lego Ideas category. This is going to be the A-frame cabin, another set that I think looks amazing. This one retails for $180. Good price per piece on this one at just over 8.5 cents. Rating on this one is very high. So Lego almost has it at 5 stars, 4.9. Brickset has it at 4.5. Brick Economy at 4.8. I think this set here has the second highest rating of all 10 of the sets on this list. Part out value is pretty good on this one, $358, so that is right at the double the retail cost, which is good. Shelf time average on this one coming in at 2 years, and then nothing special on the minifigure side. 4 total, they are all exclusive to the set, but you're only going to get a $12 to $18 value on these as of right right now. Target buy-in price, $108 to $144. I have seen this set on discount multiple times. I think the 2 copies that I have, one I got for 20% off, and I think the other one I got for 30% off. So you can find this one on sale. If you are a Costco member, I think there's maybe a bundle that has this set in it that gives you somewhere in that 20 to 30% off. So you can find this on discount. There may be more discounts coming up at the end of the year, but get in on this one as low as possible because I think this one's going to be a good one. And then comparison on this one, when I look at the A-frame cabin, I also get the old fishing store vibes. That was a Lego Ideas set back in the day. It retailed for $150. It now sells for $400 to $500. I own it. I built it. It's one of my favorite sets of all time, the old fishing store. And I feel like A-frame cabin kind of fits into that same world. So I don't think the A-frame cabin is going to do as good as the old fishing store, but I do see A-frame cabin getting into that 300s, maybe 400s. It's hard to say, but I definitely think it's going to do well, and especially if you can minimize your risk by getting in low on this one, I think the A-frame cabin is going to be a good purchase. Number 2, and we are going into the world of Ninjago with the City Gardens. This one is incredible as well. $350, so higher price point on this one. Price per piece is the best price per piece of any set on this list. Just over 6 cents price per piece. So incredible value on this set. The rating on this one is also very solid. Not the best we've seen on this list, but 4.7 from Lego, 4.6 from Brickset, 4.9 from Brick Economy. The part out value is the best part out value of any set on this list. Part out value is $792.68. So with retail cost being at $350, we're well over double the part out value from the retail cost on this one. So that is amazing. So just from a value perspective, this set is a good purchase. Shelf time on this one is longer. It was on the shelf for 4 years, but again, it's a very popular set, very popular theme. You get a ton of minifigures in this set, 21 minifigures, 18 exclusive. You get the exclusive golden Woo minifigure, but surprisingly enough, none of them actually go for a lot of money. Even the Woo minifigure does not go for a ton of money, but because you get so many, there is still a good value in the minifigures, and they'll sell from anywhere from $50 to $70 as of this recording is what the value is on those. The target buy-in price on this one, I'm putting between $210 and $280. I think I got mine for maybe $275 a year or two ago. So there's discounts on this set. Keep an eye out as we get closer to the end of the year, but definitely get it for less than that $350. That way, again, minimizing risk, getting low on the buy-in, and then that way you've got that good potential upside. And then comparison on this set, there's really only one set to compare this set to in my mind, and that's Ninjago City. This one retired, I think 4 or 5 years ago. It's probably my favorite set of all time. This one retails now for $800 to $1,000. I have a sealed copy still in my collection. I love this set. And then the benefit to all these other Ninjago City sets within the City Gardens here is it's going to tie into that whole Ninjago modular line, if you will. So if someone's building the Ninjago City modular line, they're going to need the City Gardens. So there's a lot going for it. It's got a great value. It matches up with other Ninjago City sets. It's got a good track record from the previous retired Ninjago City set. So this is definitely something that's very high on my list. I love it. I think it's going to do well over time. It is higher price point, so maybe you only pick up 1 or 2 of these. But I think if you do pick up 1 or 2 and you get it at a good price point, I think you're going to do well on it. And if you're a collector like me, you have to have this set. We're just about to hit number 1, and I'm going to reveal it. It's incredible. But I want to give you my third and final tip. My third and final tip is buy into themes and sets that you know, understand, and like. I always say to people that are outside of the Lego world, you don't want to become a Lego investor or someone that starts a Bricklink store if you have no idea of any of the themes in Lego or understand the Lego world at all. If you're buying into a set, you want to be able to know kind of the past behind that theme. If it's from pop culture, you want to know, maybe the movies, the characters, have an understanding of what you're getting into, because that'll help you understand, do people really like the set? Do people really like the minifigures? Are they a good value? So there's just a lot to think about. And if you know the theme and you know the sets, you'll just do a lot better over time with what you pick and what you invest in. So just keep those things in mind when putting your money into sets. Number 1 on my list is also going to be from the Star Wars theme, Star Wars just always seems to do well from a Lego investing standpoint, but they're also just amazing sets to collect with amazing minifigures. And the number one pick on my list is going to be the Mos Eisley Cantina. This set is absolutely incredible. It's going to have a higher price point, $400 to get in on this one. Price per piece is not amazing. It's 12.5 cents, but hopefully you can get in this at a lower price to bring that value up on the set. The rating on this one is very solid, 4.6 on Lego, 4.5 on Brickset, 4.8 on Brick Economy. Part out value is not incredible, $721 for a $400 set. So part out value, if that's the reason you're buying it, is not going to be the most appealing thing on this set. Shelf time on this set is going to be a little bit longer, 4 years. So with it being a bigger set, iconic scene from the movie, I'm not surprised that this did sit on the shelves for 4 years. But the minifigures is where this set shines. 21 total minifigures. They're all incredible. You're going to get 9 exclusive minifigures in this set, $200 to $250 value just on the minifigures. So these minifigures are kind of like what we're seeing from Barad-dûr. They're highly desired, they're highly detailed, they're great figures from the movies. So when you buy this set, you are getting a great lineup of minifigures, which is going to do very well, not only from an investing standpoint, but is awesome to add to the collection. My target buy-in price on this would be $250 to $300. I did buy multiples of these when they ran the 4 times insider points on this set. They also had all the gift with purchases. So I got a buy-in price that was pretty low on these, which is really where you want to be. $250 to $300, I think, is perfect for this. If you can get it lower, absolutely. But granted, again, with your minifigure value being at $200 to $250 just in minifigures, if you can get it for $250, you've got that in minifigures in the set. So you just can't go wrong with this one in my mind. And then comparisons, if I were to compare this, there's a lot of sets you can compare it to, but if I were to compare it, I would compare it to the Death Star 10188. This one retired, I think about 2 or 3 years ago. It originally retailed for $500 and now sells for $800 to $1,000 plus. It's a very iconic set, scene, and a bunch of cool minifigures, just like we're seeing with Mos Eisley. So I think the potential is absolutely there for Mos Eisley Cantina. I think hopefully if you get in at a low price, I think you can definitely get over time a solid $500, $600, $700, $800 on this Mos Eisley Cantina. And then again, if anything, you've got some amazing minifigures that have a really high value. So there's just a lot going for this set. Definitely number one for me for this year. Let me know down below if you would change any of these top 10 sets, what maybe your top 10 sets are for the year, and I'll catch you in the next one.